everybody, welcome to the second Laughs Aside podcast. I'm Ryan, and today I'm here with Alex. And we're going to learn about Alex. It's a good thing that he's here.
Cue the radio air horns.
I don't feel like adding that in, so I don't even go over these afterwards. So, well, okay, I will have to if you say things that you're not allowed to say, so please try to, not do that. Thanks.
Well, now I'm going to be really tempted.
No. Anyways, if you're new to these podcasts, basically this is just a time for you to catch up with us, learn about us or the stuff we're doing on the channel, or even we can talk about bigger topics in the future. But today I wanted to focus on Alex because you guys get a lot of opportunities to get to know me, but I think that you guys don't really know a lot about who Alex is. And I've been this whole new thing that we're doing here, with the new videos, the new style of videos, and then the new the podcast and everything, has been to try to connect with our audience on a more personal level. And so I think it's really important for you guys to learn about Alex and who he is. He doesn't know what he's going to talk about though, so this is kind of just random.
I just got word from our producers that I'm going to be talking about Iran today. So.
No, Jesus Christ, please no. Alex, I don't want to go back through this. Please don't make me. It might just get put on there and you might have to just deal with the consequences, buddy.
Just kidding.
Okay. All right, well, tell us about you, Alex. Is there anything you want to add first off about when we met or growing up together? Because I kind of gave them a short rundown when I was talking about the history of the channel in the last podcast, but you might have stuff you want to talk about.
Yeah,
playing pirates in your treehouse.
This dude got me in trouble so often.
Didn't I get in trouble? I was drawing on your hand and you yelled really loud in the middle of class one time. You're like, he keeps drawing on me.
Yeah, I think so.
We were 12.
And then drawing wieners on the electrical box, and Ryan caught the most punishment for that.
I remember you throwing me under the bus when all three of us were walking on the tracks, me, you, and Noah, and we were all cursing. And then somebody told on us, fucking snitch, told the PE teacher that we were cursing.
They're saying bad words.
Yeah, and then you and Noah were like, oh, well, we were saying Moby Dick, but he was cursing. And then I got in trouble for that. I don't even remember what I had to do for that one, but yeah.
That's so stupid.
It was really dumb. It was really stupid.
We were talking about the literary classic Moby Dick when we were in 6th grade.
Yeah. What a good excuse.
Checks out.
He was like, my hands are tied. But yeah,
so is your dick. What was that?
Moby Dick. It was a great book.
So stupid. Yeah, we went to the same private Christian school growing up, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because and we were friends through all of that. I don't know if there's anything too particular. There's certain stories that probably either can't be brought up or need to be saved until there's a larger following, I would say.
Yeah, there's a lot of the time we got the car stuck and all kinds of stuff. But I also told people about me and you had a lot of off and on conflict when we were growing up, you know?
Yeah.
Honestly,
maybe it's because you looked up Lego boobs on my family computer.
yeah, Alex got in trouble for that one, so that's payback for the Moby Dick one, I guess. But yeah, honestly, it's nice to sit and talk with you about this, Alex, because I don't get to see you very often because of life, and it sucks. You know that?
Yeah, it's not even necessarily that I work a lot. I do, but it's so hard to navigate this economy, let me tell you.
My life feels like I have less and less time as I get older. I used to feel like I could do anything throughout the day and get everything done and still play video games.
Yeah,
and now I literally can't fathom trying to add working out to my schedule right now with my job and the YouTube stuff that I do.
Yeah, it's definitely gotten worse. I don't think that it's always that way for everybody or has been, because it's I don't know, pretty crazy. If things are a little more stable for you, I feel like that makes shit easier, but it's not for a lot of people in our age bracket, and that always ends up making me feel better. But it ends up affecting your social life too, because that plays into it. And I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
Whenever I leave the house, which granted I can't technically drive right now, we won't go too deeply into that, but I only leave the house if I'm working and I'm close to somewhere near work to where it's like go get a bite after work or something, or a drink. And then otherwise, I'm at the will of everyone else as far as like transportation.
Yo.
And then, but even if I wasn't, like, I don't really communicate with people on the regular anymore. I've got 2 friends that are like my main childhood friends, and Ryan is one, obviously, and that runs furthest back because we were like 5 when we met. And then there's Rob, and Rob I met.
How did you meet Rob?
I think like freshman or sophomore year of high school, because everybody, when I left our Christian school and Ryan was still there, I would still come and visit and stuff and just like screw off and skip my classes at my school. And the teachers would just let me into the classes at my old school, and I would just chill. And I never even really interacted with him that much when I was doing that, but I'd always heard people be like, yeah, dude, the year that you left, this kid Rob came in, he kind of reminds me of you. And I was like, why? And they're like, I don't know, because he's kind of weird, and he likes weird music, and it's kind of like a hippie kind of. And I was like, huh, interesting. And then I never really like even dug further into that. And then I think we like communicated on social media or something, and then don't do drugs, but then I smoked pot in his dad's truck in a Wendy's parking lot with him, and we started playing music. And he was like, dude, you know this song? I love this song. And I was like, dude, I don't know anybody that likes this song.
Our weird indie music taste. I like indie music as well.
Yeah.
Some of the people in our Discord know how, like, I've played some of the songs for them. Just nobody knows any of them.
I can't tell just what you want.
4-door cinema club?
2-door.
Damn it, I always forget how many doors there are.
But yeah, so just like, I don't know, those are like, you 2 are like the main people I communicate with, and then it's like, otherwise it's just like at the house or working. It kind of sucks, and then I'm still barely skimming by, which I feel like is the case for a lot of people. I think it'll get better at some point, but it's like, damn.
You know, the smoking weed thing kind of like led me down, like, something about you. You have to learn a lot of stuff the hard way, don't you? Because I was gonna say, Alex learned the hard way that wasn't a good idea. You're kind of like Dan from the Game Grumps, dude. That's cool. He used to smoke weed, and then now he can tell people why it's not a good idea. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why it's like, it's a good example of using something that's not good for you to benefit other people. Because if Alex had never experienced that, he couldn't help people and tell them, like, hey, don't do that, idiot, you know?
Yeah, I would say if you're like a true adult, not like, I'm 18, I'm an adult. If you're like, brain is fully developed and your body ain't doing anything else but starting to get old and sag and ache, then, you know, dude, smoke weed. If your lungs allow it is the big thing, but smoke of any kind is not good for your lungs. That's the big thing with me. My family has really big issues with lung health, and I didn't really take that seriously at all until it started causing me problems. But it's more so the developmental thing, because it really is like, there were valid reasons. Like at first, you know, I'm just doing it for fun. Then it's like kind of like, you know, coping with certain things, and not like in a super edgy way even. It was just like, oh, like, I'm ADHD, I have like no motivation. Funny enough, when I'm doing this, it's like my medicine. I don't have access to healthcare the same way. I can't go get some magic pill that's gonna make me feel like I can get stuff done. I don't know. So it worked in that way for me, but I was still doing that while it wasn't helping in the grand picture of things. Like, you zooming in a lot with like not a telescope, like a magnifying glass on that moment, and it's helping me in that like second on a timeline of like thousands of years for reference. Because like, if my brain was fully developed and I was still feeling that way, then it'd be like, okay, that's perfectly, like, whatever, you're an adult, do whatever. But since my brain was far from being developed and I felt that way, and that was normal, and I didn't know that, then I'll never know if, you know, my brain would have rebounded from that. Because, like, you use it for so long, too. Like, you can go and I haven't smoked for over a year now, and it's like, you just get to a certain point and it's like, yeah, I still feel like how I did when I was like 21, unfortunately, whenever I didn't smoke. And maybe I wouldn't feel that way now had I not done it in the first place and just waited, is I guess kind of the thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. I did unfortunately learn the hard way, so.
It forces, I think when you're not using stuff like that, especially for like coping, like you said, I think it forces you to like confront your feelings, which I think is something that we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But when we don't do it and we use substances to, same thing with alcohol, you can do it with alcohol too, but you know, when you're using substances to like mitigate the feeling, and then you just wake up the next day and you feel better, but you didn't really deal with those feelings. Those feelings are still there. You just pushed it down, and that's not healthy for you in the first place.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is getting older is you don't wake up feeling better ever.
Yeah.
You wake up feeling worse. It's just like even more temporary, it feels like, unless you're at late stage alcoholism or whatever. Yeah. My dad said that's why he had ended up drinking more. It's because he was like, yeah, I stopped feeling hangovers as much, and that was like a really, I mean, if you're not getting the hangover, then there's a lot less physical consequence to that. And I was like,
it's probably not a good thing.
Yeah, and I was like, you know, yeah, that's a good point. I was like, anytime that I end up drinking a lot, which isn't super often, I will say, but like it's often enough to like maybe at least once a month I have too many, and then the next day I've got anxiety like crazy, I feel depressed, I got a headache like way worse than I had ever gotten before. I think that's just part of getting old, unfortunately.
Dudes,
and not being an alcoholic.
Somebody on the stream, I can't remember who it was, I wish I could, they asked me, they said, Ryan, would you recommend drinking at least once in your life if you don't care about it at all and you've never drank before? And I was like, no, not really. I said, you don't have to do that to be cool. Like, you know, if you really wanted to do it, you could try it, but otherwise, you never know. You know, addiction runs in a lot of people. That's a cool song you're playing there, buddy. I'll get to that.
Mike?
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second.
Sorry.
But yeah, the addiction runs, it's a genetic thing, you know? And so like you never know what might happen.
Yeah, because people aren't always honest with you, bro. Your mom could be doing crack in the kitchen at 2 a.m.
All right, so my mom's not doing crack. So Alex had that sound a second ago was he had a rubber band around a can and he was strumming it like a guitar, like pulling it tight and strumming it. Right. And I was gonna make a comment on this because my ADHD and his ADHD are going rampant right now. I have a marker in my hand that I've been like taking the cap on and off of and like balancing on my fingers and balancing on my phone and stuff. And then I've watched him over here. He's had the rubber band around his toes, pulling it tight with the stress ball. This like, just like, we cannot just sit here. Dude, you are breathing so hard into the mic right now.
Are you calling me fat?
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what I meant when I said that. Why is this kind of good? But anyways,
Thank you.
So Alex, I asked Alex a second ago, and he gave me a really real answer. I was like, you got to talk about yourself, and he was like, I don't even know if I know myself. And that's such a relatable thing.
I wasn't even joking.
Yeah, I know. I mean, honestly, like, I can feel that way in a lot of ways, you know, like, and it's hard to talk about yourself, but I don't know, I feel like there's nobody better at the same time than to tell people about who you are and like the things you want to accomplish in life than yourself, you know. So what do you want to talk about? What do you want people to know about you if you're like trying to connect with people on a personal level?
Well, I mean, not getting too deep, I would just be like, I said that because it's like I've always had like struggles with mental stuff, but I have also, for the large part of my life, been unmedicated, which is something I'm personally proud of. There's nothing wrong with being medicated. It's really helpful in a lot of scenarios, but it's more so that I haven't had the resources or access to anything. But through that, it's kind of like sharpened the edges in a good way. But I feel like the reason that I give that answer of like, I don't even know if I know myself, is because part of the ability to get through some like really rough stuff over the past few years has kind of just been dissociating. And so like through that, it's like literally it's me not paying attention to like reality and my day to day. And maybe it's not like, what did I say? Did I say derealization? No. What's the other word I use?
I don't know.
I think it might be, there's two different kinds, and I always forget, because sometimes people correct me because they're like, no, that's not, dissociating. Dissociating?
I was gonna say that, damn it.
I don't think dissociating is the same thing. I think what I reference more of like feeling is derealization. It's just like kind of like disconnecting from reality. And like stuff just, it's really hard to describe. Stuff just like doesn't feel real. And it's like you're just like suspended in just simply existing, and that's literally it. Like I don't necessarily feel like bad or super depressed. I don't feel like happy or anything. I'm not really like soaking in my surroundings. And I honestly think a big issue, like something that fuels into that, is consuming too much media. And I feel pretty strongly about that because I'll like catch myself, especially with having anxiety, like on my phone way too much. Like my screen time used to be way down, and in correlation with my
it's taxes.
You ass.
Sorry, it's tax time.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I gotta do mine too. But like the thing is you know, shit, what was I saying?
My fault.
That's how ADHD I am.
Yeah, same. You were talking about
taxes?
No. I mean, you were talking about disassociating at first, and then you were talking about
derealization.
Yeah. God damn it! I ruined the whole podcast. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
I quit YouTube.
I guess just like the point is it's like, I said screen time. The correlation to that and like my anxiety, it's the more that I've had lately, and then I've had like more physical issues because like Big Boy's that's another thing maybe for another podcast, so this one isn't too dreary, but like Alex has some like medical issues that I can't necessarily address, and some of them are starting to get kind of scary, and I have no clue what they are, but I can't really go to a doctor about it.
That's why you should subscribe.
Yeah, you only have limited time with me.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant so we can help you, you asshole. Subscribe before it's too late. Holy shit. God damn it.
Yeah, so like, I don't know. Now it's like I'm more anxious and everything, and I feel like I end up like turning to my phone because it's just an easy like in my hand, in my pocket sort of thing. But being at work, you know, helps me try to put some certain things into like action, some healthier coping mechanisms and stuff. Because like I'll start feeling like physically like my chest is tight, feel like I'm dizzy, like I could like pass out, and it's basically like a panic attack coming on. And something that I've done lately that's like super simple is like you take your hand like open and you touch your index to your thumb and then go to your middle finger to your thumb, ring to your thumb, pinky.
They do that in Ted Lasso.
And then, you know, then you go back, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, go backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you skip the index, and then you go and then you leave out the middle finger and do the same thing, index to thumb, ring to thumb, and you try to do that as quick as possible, and then go through all your fingers, and that's like a really good grounding technique. And I've done that a few times, and then like that alone, because I can't be on my phone at work, will kind of like, it's just weird how powerful the brain can be. But I feel like it's just gotten so like AI slopified and all sorts of shit, unfortunately.
Those are things I've been wanting, that I want to, like when I said like bigger topics, I think AI would be a really good thing that we could talk about, because I'm starting to grow more and more away from AI.
Hell yeah.
And then as well as, I used to use it for everything on the channel, like, and I talked about that a little bit in the first podcast, and we can go deeper into it. But then another thing was the phones. That could be a whole nother topic too, because that's a big one as well.
I've been talking for a long time about, there's a phone called, what is it, the Light phone. And dude, if I had the money, I would have bought that ages ago. And it sucks because it got crowdfunded in the beginning, and they weren't that expensive, and now it's like more of a commodity and they're expensive. But it's a smartphone, it's got good processing power, and it's quick, but it's like super simplified, and it's not blue light emitting, and it has, my biggest thing is like, I would have just gone to a flip phone, but I've always wanted to keep my music. I can't sacrifice the music, and you know me, like I do shoot film photography in my spare time as like a hobby, so I like photography in general, and I'll do that on my phone, even though my camera right now on my phone's busted. I can only do 0.5, but I still like taking pictures of stuff. And so it's like the pictures and the music, but the Light phone literally has like, and it doesn't have an option for you to go and download it, so the temptation's taken away too. It comes with a calculator, a flashlight, some other type of tool, music streaming, no internet. There is, what was the other one? A camera, and then it's phone and text.
What do you mean no internet?
Like you can't go onto Google or Safari or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And so like, and I think you have the option to not pay for data. But anyways, I've always wanted to get one of those, but like I waited and waited, which is the story of my life, and I waited too long, and then boom. And now you go look at those phones, they're like $350, dude. And like, I swear I remember they were like $100 or like 150 at the max. And I was like, you know what, that's kind of expensive for the idea of a simple phone, but I mean like, I'm buying into it like pretty hardcore, but then
it's the concept of it though.
Yeah,
that's why it's expensive.
Is what you're paying for, but
yeah.
Oh my god, dude, this is one of your cat's nails.
Yeah, I put it on the table.
Why? How did it come out? That's terrifying.
It like sheds, I think. I think it's hollow. I don't know.
Oh.
Or they got it stuck in something. I found it. I don't know where I found it. On the cat tree or something?
Dude, it's like the whole nail, like up into the nail bed. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're gonna get toxic plasmosis or whatever the hell it's called.
Don't know what that is.
Anyways, yeah.
Okay, no, you can't just say I'm gonna get toxic plasmosis and then not tell me what toxic plasmosis is.
It's toxoplasmosis. Let me see.
What is it?
It's something you get from cats. Yeah, toxoplasmosis. I can't believe I knew that, dude. High five.
What is it?
I'm not completely stupid.
That was a bad high five. People couldn't hear it. There we go. That was
Toxoplasmosis is a common infection caused by the parasite Toxoplasma gondii, often transmitted through contact with infected cat feces, undercooked meat, or contaminated water and soil.
Oh, okay, so it has nothing to do with the nail.
well, if they're standing in the litter box, they could get the microscopic bits of it on their
Dang, dude, but I really like the way it tastes.
Their nails?
Yeah. Oh, God. That's why I stick a Apollo's feet in my mouth. Anyways, back to Alex.
Dude, this is why you can't go to some people's houses.
Yeah, probably.
This man probably lets the cat sit on with his butthole pressed against the oven, the stovetop.
They like the warmth. Anyways, so I guess
phones.
We've talked a little bit about.
AI.
I feel like you know, you're not. You probably feel like you haven't said too much like personal stuff, or like. But I feel like what you've said has said a lot about you, for like what you value, what you struggle with, what you.
Yeah, dude.
You know, I feel like the only thing that I would leave or have left is, number one, like your thoughts on the channel so far and like how you enjoy that and what you hope to accomplish with that, like if anything you want to do better with that, or like anything less.
Ryan, we got off on a rough start with the original channel because I've always had, and it's no shade, I've had in the past, I'm not gonna say now because we're further into adulthood, but more things that I had to immediately deal with in my personal life, and I feel like that didn't translate well in the first channel, so that caused some conflict with us. But I mean, that was one thing I don't know if too many people know about. I was in the military for just a little bit, but then like when I came home, I had to take care of my grandma, and then when I had to take care of my grandma, my grandpa was still living at the house, and he had Alzheimer's, and it was starting to get bad. And so then we had to send him to the VA home because he was a Korean War vet, and I was like one of the last people that saw him. It doesn't have to be sad. I mean, he lived a long life. He was like 94 years old. It was pretty crazy, and you know, passed away peacefully in his sleep. But like, there was a lot going on in that time, and you know, I didn't really have support from anyone, especially because as screwed up as it was, my family was mad at me for getting out of the Army when it was not even like my choice. It was some like screwed up stuff that had happened that I was like kind of subjected to, and the next thing you know, like, you know, and I've already hashed that out. Like, I love my dad. Me and my dad are super chill and super cool. It's actually his birthday today. Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Big Daddy.
And then like he always went by Big Daddy Jim Bob growing up, and said that he was gonna open up a food truck called Big Daddy Jim Bob's. Funny enough, but oh, thanks, dude.
Dude, I love to sniff my Expo marker, chat. Oh, it's so good. Anyways,
sniffing Sharpies and Expos in here.
Yep,
that's the edge I needed. But yeah, so I mean, it was a rough start with that, and I was working a lot. I think I was working 2 jobs originally, and I also don't love where we live. You know, no shade to it. It's just like sometimes you outgrow where you're at. And I went and lived at a bunch of different places. I figured out I would really like to be by the beach. I lived in Charleston, South Carolina. That was pretty sick. And worked on a boat. And I got to work through my work day with no shoes on, breathing salty air, and wind blowing through my hair. So that was like pretty cool. You know, it did not pay a lot of money, but to be paid at all for doing that, I felt more like I was just hanging out, having fun, and getting paid to do it.
Yeah.
And like, it's kind of hard to find stuff like that nowadays, but maybe that's something that the channel eventually would turn into, is doing getting paid to just
hang out
and have fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's like, that is the goal. And like, there's things that I want to do away from Ryan that don't align with his stuff, and that's perfectly fine, because it's the same way with everybody, and with him too, and his personal goals. But he said that I should maybe talk about, like, I want to do wildland firefighting. That's something that I've been like passionate about now for a while.
Yeah.
And I've had lots of pipe dreams and stuff, and people are like, oh, Alex is on a new thing, but I've been talking about that one since at least like
you have been talking about this one
2023.
longer than usual.
Yeah, and so like, The only thing that's held me back as of late is the medical stuff and the anxiety. But I actually talked to a guy, I didn't even tell you this. He had come across my feed, and he was a wildland firefighter, and he was an ex-convict. And
that was feed, everybody, not feet.
Yeah. Oh.
He was an
Yeah, it could be.
Came across your feet?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Feetfinder.com, today's sponsor.
Raid Shadow Legend. All right, keep going. Sorry, before I distract you with what you're saying, ex-convict.
Yeah, and I had asked him because he was talking about PTSD and anxiety and all this stuff, and I was like, hey man, and I just sent him a DM, and I was like, hey man, I feel like this is kind of dumb. I hope I'm not like bugging you. I hope you see this at some point, but if you don't, it's no big deal. I was gonna ask you really quick if there was any chance. I saw your content and I really appreciate it, and your service as a wildland firefighter, it's something that I've always wanted to do. And I was like, I've done the class, because I've even done some classes for it, but I told him, I was like, if I were to get on anxiety medication, is that something that would be like an end all? Because in the military, if I was taking like medicine before I'd gone in, they would not have let me go in no matter what. Like technically there's waivers for stuff like that, but it would not have happened.
Yeah.
And so I asked him, I was like, is that a thing that would like end your chance at that being a career? And it took a while, but like 2 weeks later, I'd forgot about it and just let it go by, roll off the bag. And then he messaged back and he was like, hey man, I appreciate you reaching out, and said a bunch of stuff, but the point is, he was like, I actually have a lot of buddies when I was out on fires on hand crews that actively took medication for depression or anxiety. So the answer is no. That is not something that would be an end all. You could 100% still accomplish this if you set your mind to it. And I was like, damn dude. So I'd been kind of stagnant for a while, but that kind of like fired stuff up in me. But
Hey, could you live by the beach and do that? Is there places where that would be applicable? You said live by the beach.
Yeah, it's just more so like drier areas. I'm sure there's like plenty of places where they have it, but it would be more of volunteer and less of a career. And I'm not doing it for the money for doing it as a career, but I want to like do it. You know?
If the channel did well, you could potentially do something like that. But I don't know how involved you could be at a volunteer level.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't even think that it's like you can't really be a volunteer. It's more so like there's seasonal firefighters, wildland firefighters, and then there's people who are with like actual groups, like hotshot groups, and they're seasonal as well, but they're not employed seasonally. Like they have a job every time the fire season starts every year, like guaranteed. And I would love to do something like that, because also that could correlate into the channel, and that's something I brought up to Ryan when I first started talking about this, because unfortunately, because of the state of our environment, fire seasons are getting longer, at least over here in America. But fire season usually is like, I want to say my uncle was telling me, who was a fire chief out in California, was telling me that they're like 7 months typically, and now we're getting up to about 9-month fire seasons. But in those 9 months that you're doing that, you only get sent out a max of 2 weeks at a time on fires, and then you have to have downtime in between different fires that you get sent out on. And then once the 9 months, the fire season's over, you basically have 3 months to do whatever the hell you want to do. Yeah. So like if I wanted to go back to school, if I wanted to like, if there was distance between me and Ryan doing that, then like I could be like, those 3 months we could go bang out like recording a ton of stuff.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So
I've always wanted, I want to go a little bit further west. I want to live in like I always say Montana, but I'm sure there's other areas over that way that look like that.
That's one of the places that I've looked at. Montana's got really cool hotshot crews, and like I would like living out there. It's disconnected just enough from the world, and it's like so pretty out there. It's
so pretty. And like,
I haven't actually seen it. I think you've been out there, haven't you?
I've been there once. Yeah. I went there. I went skiing once, and yeah, that's another thing, dude. You can go skiing and stuff too. Like, yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
I want to snowboard really bad. That's something that I've always wanted to do. I've skied, but
yeah, I haven't snowboarded either before. We could go try it though. It'd be fun. That would be a funny video too for people to watch us trying to learn how to snowboard.
Yeah, dude. I know too many people that are like, yeah, dude, I just like have a feeling I could do really good at snowboarding. Like it'd come to me really easy, and I'm like, you don't realize having your feet locked onto a board. You cannot go into something like snowboarding super cocky like that. I know people who've been snowboarding since they were like kids that they literally just went up a small like snowbank ramp and just ate shit and their ACL was gone immediately. Ryan knows a little bit about that.
Yeah, dude. It's fun. It's really cool. I've got to get the other one sometime.
You got to tear the other one?
Yeah, dude.
That's your goal?
I need to exercise before we try snowboarding because me and you both not been on top of that. I know.
Yeah, Alex, when he first came home, we started recording again when I came home from Mississippi. I weighed 178 pounds and I'm 6'5", and now I weigh like 225 or 230 pounds.
Hey, dude. Same. Like 170, 180 around that area to. Now I've got to be like 220, 225 or something like that. It's
almost 60 pounds. It's so crazy. I don't feel 60 pounds heavier.
Yeah, me either, but I do feel a lot heavier for sure.
I feel lethargic.
Yeah.
I got a big belly.
Y'all subscribe so that we can go have time to be in the gym and don't have to work our actual jobs anymore.
Yeah, dude. What if I get like super hot?
Dude, we'll both get hot if you guys subscribe.
Wouldn't people like to see that? They'd be like, oh, it's just a cool, hot firefighter guy that plays video games with his friends.
Yeah, that would be epic,
I'll
dude.
fund this.
They would.
And
dude,
I'll be a humble one, too, because I haven't always been hot.
Yeah, exactly. Same, dude. Same.
Because you had to get fat.
Same with without the firefighting.
Yeah,
but I feel like both of our futures could be heavily intertwined with the channel, but it depends on the success of it. You know, like success in the channel gives us the opportunities to do what we want to do. For me, it would be pursuing more creative endeavors, and I can get more into that. Like whenever I do mine, I think next podcast I'll do the same type of thing, but with me. And Alex may or may not be here for that if he wants to be. I'd love to have him, but.
Yeah, go to hell.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I think, you know, like, and for me, it's for creative. For Alex, obviously, he's talked about the firefighting, but he does, like he said, he has changed his mind a lot throughout life. But I think creative success on the channel would give him the opportunity to fund whatever his wild heart wants to pursue. You know, respecting. Yeah, wild. Respecting the distance at least, you know. But my goal, Alex, is to have a studio somewhere at some point and have Leapity Meep there and Westbot and probably some more creative people at that point, you know.
If it wasn't in horrible Alabama, I would say Low Mill, you can get
studio space in there that doesn't even have to be open to the public or anything. It's just for whatever you want.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cheap. I'd considered doing that before when I was like making t-shirts and stuff, and I was like, bro, this would be a cool little space away from home, like your own personal third space.
Dude, I'm talking about like we get like super big, millions of dollars.
Like Rob and Big, and did you ever watch that show on MTV?
No.
They had like a big warehouse and they would always just like do shenanigans in it.
No, but that seems cool.
This is perfect and all that shit.
Kind of like that. I just want to build something somewhere. That's gonna be
barn dominium.
Oh god. Barn dominium.
That'd be so great.
Okay, well we're gonna build an office somewhere, and we'll have like different recording rooms.
It's gonna be a barn dominium.
We'll have VR rooms, dude, where we can do VR videos. That'd be cool.
Does that mean I would have to wear an Oculus?
Yeah.
No.
Why does it make you sick?
Yeah.
For real?
Well, I have migraines, buddy.
Yeah. But you won't have them anymore then.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be cool.
Sure.
All right, I'm a doctor, by the way. They call me Dr. Pepper. So stupid. Sorry. I drink enough that I could have a PhD at a Dr. Pepper.
Hey, there was an old lady that said that her doctor said if she kept drinking Dr. Pepper, that she was going to get diabetes and die. And that little old lady said her doctor died before she did.
I think I've heard that before. Suck it, dude. No, I'm sorry. That was bad. That was mean. Anyways, are there any like closing remarks, anything you want to say to the peoples, or anything that you left out about yourself or the channel, or anything at all?
No, I feel like that's enough in one sitting. I mean,
I think you covered a good amount of stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of gave people your roadmap. Kind of gave people where you're at.
Let people know how edgy I actually am when
how hardcore you are.
When I'm not making stupid jokes on the videos.
Yeah. Well, hey.
I like Conan O'Brien a little bit, but you know who I really like? I feel like if I had to get some people and some music to represent me. Hey, look, I'm Augustus Waters.
I don't know who that is.
From The Fault in Our Stars.
Oh, man. He's got the rubber band around his head and it's going up in his nose, kind of like those things you wear in the hospital.
Yeah, for the O2 tank. Anyways. Action Bronson as a cook. Fuck, that's delicious. Maddie Matheson as a cook, Anthony Bourdain, but also like watching those shows and stuff, and like having a baseline reference for comedy, like those are things that I can find like can pique my interest. And lately, funny enough, I've met so many people that have gotten into Good Mythical Morning with Rhett and Link, and I mean it's an old concept, but I never really like actually delved into it. And I've been watching their newer videos now being grown, and I'm like, dude, I love these guys. Such good content.
They're pretty cool.
And so like watching stuff like that, and like they're just like goofy energy and their comedic point. They're not even really like trying to be comedic in any sort of way. It's just like their personas, you know, coming out in the episodes and everything. And me and Ryan have always watched Impractical Jokers and stuff, but
dude, I love Impractical Jokers.
That's some media that I enjoy and I
have
identify
dreams about
with.
Sal.
Dude, Sal Volcano.
Yeah.
Volcano all over me.
Oh my god.
I shouldn't have said that on
He's gonna erupt on you.
But yeah, and
Sal.
then like Jesus. We can get into the music some other time too, but like Ryan was like, talk about the music. You've always been really big about music, and I like playing guitar and stuff, but just because of, I guess, that derealization, I just haven't identified with music as much lately. Haven't listened to it. Always been a big lyrical guy.
Yeah, I like lyrics too.
Really breaking down, appreciating, like, I'm like, whoa, dude, like, okay, try to like tone out the guitar here. Listen to the bass line. Listen how stanky that bass line is, dude. Oh my god.
That is not lyrical. What do you...
No, I said and the musical.
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Yeah, and so like.
Say what the fuck?
Yeah, and then I don't know. That's something maybe that I get more back into now that I'm like chilling. I'm in a new house and everything.
I don't like that you called the bass line stanky.
That's what they say, baby.
I don't like that.
If the bass is good, it's stanking.
Okay. Well, looks like we've had Alex on here too long now.
It's a community-wide thing, man.
I don't like it.
Don't hate just because you can't.
No, I hate it. I don't like it.
Don't hate because you can't associate.
Hey, bass association or community, whatever. Change the word.
Stanky.
Make it wet.
Stanky.
Call it wet. When the bass is good, it's wet.
It's either funky or stanky.
Or wet. Soaking wet.
No.
God, that bass line was soaking wet.
I hate that.
Well, that's how I feel about stanky, so we're on the same page now.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say anything else then. It's just more of saving points to, and I can bring this up too for you to reference back to and be like, what did we say we were going to talk about next time?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, well, hey, I feel like this went a lot better than you thought it was going to, Alex.
Yeah.
I feel like you were a little bit worried about it at the start, and it was a good conversation. You said some good things, and I hope this helps everybody get to know you a little bit better. That was the goal here.
Thanks, man. And Ryan's my buddy, and we're doing this channel, and I have fun. Sometimes I don't, but I still show up when I don't.
Why are you not having fun?
Because sometimes I don't feel good, man. You know this. But we still grind.
You make it sound like you don't have fun with me, though. It's not because you're not having fun with me. It's because you got a poo-poo dookie bottom life.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
I said it's because I don't feel good.
Yeah, I know. But the first way you said it was what I was talking about. Stop trying to find different ways to play guitar with the rubber band, dude. Calm down. He's so ADHD. It's insane. But yeah, thank you guys for sticking around and learning about Alex today.
Next time I'll figure out more about myself.
Hopefully, Alex is gonna have some homework. He's gonna do some self-reflecting. Hopefully we can get him to some streams as well. That has been a personal goal of mine, because I don't know. The streams are going really well. They're going great, but I just think that they could even do better with Mr. Alex. Mr. Alex would make it a lot more entertaining, I think. So tell him in the comments that you want him there. And also, since you guys are getting to know Alex hasn't gotten as much of an opportunity to get to know you guys as well. So leave something in the comments about yourself that you want Alex to know about you. That'll be interesting for sure. Alex can make himself cry on command. There's another thing about him. He's doing it now. I don't know why. Every time sometimes we're recording, I just look over at him and I'm like, he's just got tears running down his face.
I used to do it more when we didn't have a camera, is what's funny.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why you do it. You always be like, look at me. I'm like, dude, we don't have a fucking camera. Why are you, why? But yeah, love you guys. And let us know what other topics you'd like us to cover. Like I said, I think the next one's going to be about me. Let me know if you guys have any questions for that one.
Yeah, I love you guys.
I can address them. I think that's everything, though. Thanks for hanging out on this episode of Laughs Aside. And
I just spilled Zevia on my pants.
Ew, Alex.
I just spilled Zevia on my genuine Japanese workwear pants that are almost capri length.
PP boy.
Damn, man.
Alright, well, we'll see you guys later. Love you guys. Bye, everybody.
Love you too. Wait, let me see if I can make a cool noise with this can and this rubber band.
Say love you too. I wasn't talking to you.
I was talking to them.
Oh, okay. He loves you. Dude, every time you do that, it makes the mic cut out.
Really?
Yeah. That's crazy.
This is the sound of me spanking Ryan for making me talk about myself.
Oh.